Knicks tape in the building. My guy. What's good, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Yo, so I got to give you some backstory and to the audience as well. Impy was going to come on, but he just came back from Miami. He's like, yeah, I'm going to quarantine a little bit just because, just to be safe and whatever. I was like, damn, son, I need someone to come on the show to talk about the Knicks. I was like, I know a guy.
Yep.
It's good, bro.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Well, when the playoffs start, we got to have both of us in here.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to get crazy.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Dude, I want them to – who do you want? Who do you want them to play?
And I don't care.
Auto Smoke?
I don't care. I don't want to see the Nets yet because I think it'll be a way better story second or third round if we get there. And I'm thinking ahead. I just need to avoid the play-in tournament. That's the first thing. I don't want to see that because all this that we work for can be gone just like that.
One guy just gets hot. That's why so many people are excited about Golden State getting in, right?
Yeah,
you're like, yo, 1 or 2 games. Curry, this shit he's been doing in April has been fucking bananas too.
Yeah.
And then anything can happen in that, right? It's like college basketball in a way.
Yeah, exactly. And we could have a bet. Look what you saw last night. We down 20 points in the first quarter against Denver.
Yeah.
That could happen in a playing tournament. Whatever. It's our first bad game in literally the last 15.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I wasn't mad. I'm like, all right, whatever happens. It is against the MVP. It is against one of the best teams in basketball.
Yeah, Jokic outscored the Knicks in the first quarter.
Yeah, I was like, we outscored them second, third, and fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
But we were in such a big hole. It wasn't. That's why I'm like, I'm not that mad. Whatever. We came out bad. First bad game in a month and a half. So I'm cool with it. It didn't really bother me.
Yeah, man. I couldn't agree with you more about how it would suck if they had to do a playing game.
Yeah, it would be awful. Because then,
even if they win it, the stress is going to be too high.
For me, expectations change, right? So coming into the year, I did not expect to make the playoffs, right? Middle of the year, we were above 500 throughout the whole year. My expectations still didn't change, right? But then we started winning games, right? It's not going to be like, oh, but you guys had a good season. It's like, no. We are the fourth. I think, all right, Boston's better than us, right? We're fourth right now, but Boston's a better team than Miami. So we are a top 6 team in the East. Atlanta's not better than us. The Wizards, whoever else is under
Pacers,
us. Pacers, yeah. They're not a better basketball team than us. So I think we are one of the top 6 teams in the Eastern Conference. So it's not, it's like a Cinderella story. It's like, no, I expect to be good. Just because the expectations at the beginning of the year in September were no expectations. Now I actually have expectations because, they change. I'm not going to say and be like, no, I'm going to be upset when we lose. No matter who we lose to, I'm going to be upset.
Bro, that's how I think it should be.
Yeah.
You going into a season, there's been years where I'm like, yo, the Giants are going to win 5 games. And then they have 5 games.
I think that every year.
And then, it's been pretty rough. But, your expectations change because then all of a sudden you're like, oh, shit, you're 7-2?
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while since we've been 7-2.
And it's we're not that bad.
Yeah. But I think that should be allowed, bro.
Yeah.
Why are people so married to their opinions? Oh, yo, you thought the Knicks were going to be bad this year.
Yeah, as I should have. I was right then for thinking that.
Yeah, they had
in September. I was right thinking this is going to be a pretty bad team.
I think it was the Pistons and Wizards in the East that had the worst, and the Knicks. Oh, and the Cavs too.
Yeah.
Excuse me. The worst win totals with the sports books. They were
we
projected
were
22 and a half games.
Bro, they were telling us we're gonna get Cade Cunningham, we're gonna have the first pick.
Yeah, in the lottery.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right, whatever. I was on the Cade Cunningham train, obviously, because he's a 6'6" point guard, 6'8" point guard. Who doesn't want him?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, we're winning. I'm like, yo, fuck Cade Cunningham. I don't care. I really don't care who it is at this point. I love these guys. I love this team. I don't care if a star doesn't want to come. If they do want to come, now they're rumors. Damian Lillard wants to come, or not. Damian wants to come. The Knicks are prepared to make an offer if Portland makes him available. But I don't like hearing that shit because let's say we don't get him and he goes to LA, wherever he goes. Oh, Knicks fans think again, everybody. It's like, you guys are telling us we're going to get Damian Lillard or we're going to try to get Damian Lillard. So don't get mad at us for believing this shit. They did the whole thing with Kevin Durant. Rick Bucher said it's a done deal.
Yeah.
KD's coming to the Knicks. And now we're the idiots for...
What about when Zion played in New York a couple weeks ago?
Oh, yeah.
And then that whole press conference. Yeah. It was the number 1 story on every outlet.
He's not going to be a free agent for 8 years.
Yeah.
He's not... Stop talking about the Knicks. Of course he wants to play for the Knicks. You saw his face when Pelicans won the lottery. He was shaking his head. He wanted to come to the Knicks. But don't tell us is Zion going to come? Of course, everyone loves playing in the Garden. LeBron's been saying it his whole life. This is his favorite place to play. He had 3 chances to come here. So I don't care. Everyone loves playing here. I'm sure Kobe did. Everyone loved playing here. Doesn't mean they're going to come. Especially a second-year player who's had literally 3 more years on this deal.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna sign the mega extension there. They're gonna offer him 250 million, whatever the fuck he can get. It's gonna be crazy.
Well, that's why they did that.
Yeah,
to keep those guys in like Utah and fucking
it's very
Sacramento.
rare now that you're gonna leave after your rookie deal is done. It's never you might never see it.
I mean, bro, even Towns, it's been a dumpster fire in Minnesota all these years, and he signed that extension with them.
Yeah,
too.
but he knows. But that's the thing. Now players, they can trade. They force their hand however they want. So they're saying, let me just get this money here, and then I just force my trade. So I have my cake and eat it too. You know, because they can like, get their super max, and then all right, I'll just force them. Say I'm not gonna play no more.
Do you like that? That guys sign these contracts and then they're like, man, I'm not happy. Like 18 months later.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, like, who am I to judge them on trying to maximize their earnings? It's like Melo did the same thing. This is before the lockout.
No. I don't mean. Look, one thing that's really changed for me, bro, is I'm so pro player getting paid.
Yeah, completely.
Like, even when guys on my favorite teams hold out, I'm like, yo, I get it, bro.
Yeah.
Like Saquon, after the season,
he's gonna hold out. Yeah, of course.
And they're gonna have to give him like 75+ million.
Hopefully they lower the bar of this, because I want to keep him forever. We have to. You fucking took him second.
Yeah.
He needs to be a lifer. But hopefully the next best running back gets like 55, like bring it back to like Le'Veon Bell range when he signed with the Jets. Like, I'll take that for Saquon, especially now how easily the cap is. Like, you see what the Giants did. We had like $20 million before giving the tax. I mean, the franchise tag to Leonard Williams. So then we had $2 million, and then we went and spent the second most behind the Patriots.
Yeah.
So it's easily manipulated.
Yeah, there's ways around it, but we're lucky because we're not paying Daniel Jones yet.
Yeah,
which is going to be a nightmare too.
It's not going to be a nightmare because we'll get into that.
Yeah, later. We got some Giants talk coming up. But like, yo, what I meant by that is it got to be whack if you're an organization, right? And like, I signed this dude to a max contract, and in my head, I'm saying to myself, yo, all right, I locked up my star. He's happy because he signed for fucking $200+ million. But then you always have that new wrinkle, bro, where people are just like, man, I'm not happy. I want out. And it's like, fuck, dude. Now I got to.
Yeah, but you got to do better. You got to do better by your star.
And building.
Not everyone is Dame, where he's like, I don't want to leave. Yeah. I would stay here no matter what. That's very rare. And Beal says he doesn't want to leave Washington for some odd reason. But you're not going to find those guys. They're going to want to leave. Especially now, everyone's friends. They all want to play with each other.
Yeah.
D'Lo and Cat are best friends.
Yeah.
They found a way together. Then Devin Booker, like, they were talking about Devin Booker and Cat coming to the Knicks.
It was that Slam magazine cover.
Yeah.
The three of them.
And they're best friends. So like now, and they have more power than they ever had before. So, I mean, but going back to that, I don't mind it because like you got to do better. You're a bad team, right? Whatever reason you have a bad roster, bad coaching, whatever. You have a high draft pick, let's say Cat in this instance. You give him $200 million. He deserves it. He is one of the better basketball players in the league. So now it's your job as an organization to give him a good team. Like, not everyone's LeBron where you're going to literally carry trash for your whole career. Like, we're rarely going to see that again. So give him a roster. Give him a competent roster. And if you fail, he has every right to say, I want to leave. And then you don't have to pay him that money anymore. It's a win-win. You're going to get your first-round picks. And look what Harden got. I mean, look what the Rockets got. Well, they're dumb for not taking Karras and Jared Allen. Whatever they turned it into was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's a different conversation.
Yeah, getting all the Depot, blah, blah, blah. But that's a guy who signed his super max, didn't want to be there anymore. And you got a shitload of picks. You could have had two great young players and a shitload of picks, which would have been a good deal. Because I like the deal for the Rockets. Like, if you're going to trade Harden, you got Karis LeVert, who has, I think, all-star potential. Jared Allen's awesome. And 4 first-round picks. Like, I don't care how bad those first-round picks are going to be.
Right.
You could package them. Guys are getting drafted in 15, 20 and becoming stars anyway, so it doesn't matter at this point. But they ruined it. But, yeah, do better. Get a better team around your star. And if you don't, he has every right to ask to leave.
Yeah, you know, I was reading something about Jokic. You know, he's going to be the... How many second-round picks do you think have ever won MVP?
Second round?
Yeah. If you just had to guess. I was shocked by this.
No, none. I would say.
One other guy.
Who?
Willis Reed.
Wow, he was a second rounder?
Yeah, but it was weird because...
But that was like fucking like 65.
Back then, it was... there was this like weird wrinkle in the NBA where you can draft a college dude from like your hometown or home state. So like... the Lakers were taking guys from like UCLA and like USC because it's like there was like some weird. I don't know the exact. I should have had this, but he'd be the only second round.
I thought it'd be none. I thought he'd be the first. I think that's crazy.
I was an idiot. I was like, like 7 or 8 guys have won it.
Nah, football, because probably think about the football. There's 7 rounds, second way more likely to win MVP. But none. Yeah, I can't even name you off the top of my head in the league right now. There's like 3 second rounders that are still playing that are good. Well, Marcus Gasol's not good anymore, but second rounder. Isaiah Thomas is not in the league anymore, but he has a good career. And Draymond Green. Those are like the only 3 I can like off the top of my head and be like, these are like all-stars. They've all been in all-stars, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's the last 15 years. Like, I can't even remember of guys like second round because they usually don't pan out.
Yeah, there's been like a sweet spot from like 10 to 16 the last couple of years. Like, if you go back a decade, you're looking at like Kawhi, you're looking at like Giannis.
I was actually looking at because they brought up I saw a graphic today on Bleacher Report or something. It said about this year's rookie class was like, they liked it the least. They like compared it to the Anthony Bennett class.
You're talking about the Anthony Edwards one? This one that just
went this
in?
one that just
okay,
right.
cool,
and they saying like before the season, we're like, this is one of the weakest classes in recent memory. That's what they said before the draft.
Right.
And then now I actually looked at everyone's minutes. 4 guys aren't playing 21 minutes a game, and that's like to one guy because Boston has 2 picks, so obviously you're not going to get them. And one of them is Pritchard, that little white guy that's like hitting all these shots. And the guy from the Jazz that got hurt, the big man from the Hawks. Everyone else is playing like 22 minutes. A lot of them playing 30 minutes. Sadiq Bey, second rounder that the Nets traded to Detroit, is averaging like 35 minutes. Like, these guys are all, I'm talking about quickly, he's playing 20 minutes, ridiculously important.
And also, not even the minutes, too. But, I mean, there's correlation between the minutes. Like, if you're playing a lot of minutes,
they're like an important
like
rotation piece.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, damn, like, this is crazy. But then they brought it back to I think the Anthony Bennett class, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, this class is fucking trash. It was literally CJ McCollum at like 8, and then Giannis, and that's it. No one else is like, I'm even gonna bat an eye, but I'm like, this is so bad, and that happens often. Like, we don't pay attention to like how very few All-Stars come per draft. It's so spread out over the years. Yeah,
I'm looking at it now. Bennett, Oladipo, Porter, Otto Porter,
trash.
Cody Zeller, Alex Len. Nerlens Noel.
I love him, by the way.
Yeah. McLemore.
Trash.
Trey Burke, McCollum. Michael Carter Williams won Rookie of the Year that year, bro.
He's trash.
He's trash.
Yeah.
And then, like, you get.
And then you have Giannis at like 15.
Yeah, Giannis. Even Dennis Schroeder, too. I remember the hype with him.
I mean, he's one of the better ones. But
he's been, like
I like Schroeder,
role players. Reggie Bullock.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Now I'm looking into the second round. There's no
don't
one.
Bother, I don't think these guys are still in the league.
Yeah, man. It's
bad.
It's bad. But, let's get back to the Knicks, right? The Knicks, they've lost 2 games in, like, the last, like, 15, 16 they've played. How wild has that been?
It has been, I'm talking about, I don't leave the house. I don't miss a second. If I'm out, it's on my phone. I'm at a hookah bar, whatever. I'm streaming it on fucking First Row Sports on the browser, on the TV, because they don't have the MSG. It like really brought me back to like 2011, 2012, 2013 when we had Melo. Where it was like Knicks tape, especially 2013, 154, that was must watch.
Yeah.
Shumpert was even talking about in interviews, like, we were must watch. People were coming to us, discount, double check. And like, we don't have like a signature thing like that, but it's like this team, it's so easy. It's so easy to love them. You see how, like, you see a guy like Randall. I don't remember any player, year 6 to 7, went from 2 different teams, getting overlooked completely, getting a $20 million a year deal as the consolation prize to KD Kyrie,
right.
Getting shitted on because he was the consolation prize. So it made him even look even worse because it's like, all right, it was supposed to be KD Kyrie, except we have Julius Randle.
Yeah.
And then he has a good counting stat first year. He was averaging 20 and 10 and 4.
But it was like a lot of just like empty stats.
Yeah,
right?
it was all empty. Yeah, a lot of turnovers, horrible efficiency.
Dude, the amount of times that he would do a spin move and turn the ball over.
He still does it now, but now we do it. I don't care. You could do it 100 times. Now, like, he literally, you could tell, like, Thibs says it, RJ says it, even like the veterans on the team, like Taj Gibson, they're saying it's like it all starts with Julius Randle. Yeah. He's the engine, he's the motor, he's the heart, like, of the team. And like, I felt, and like, mind you, I'm a RJ Barrett. He's my favorite player on the Knicks, RJ Barrett. When we drafted him, I loved him. My friend was telling me he should be in China. They're telling me RJ Barrett should be in China. And I'm over here like defending his honor. I tweet. You go look at my Twitter. Every Knicks game, I tweet, I will die for you.
Yeah, I will die for you.
Because I would die. Because I love RJ Barrett. He's 20 years old, wants to be here.
Yeah.
The strides he's taken is even better to me than Randall's, because Randall's was always good. Randall was always a good basketball player. RJ looked pretty bad as a rookie. But I could look at him and be like, all right, you're 6'6", 6'9" wingspan. You're built like a fucking G.I. Joe. He's fit. He has a motor. You could tell he likes to play. He loves to play. He's like a gym rat. So I'm like, all right, he's going to be fine. But he did look bad as a rookie. And now seeing him becoming... I'm watching the game and I forgot. I think we were playing the Rockets. And he's like, you can't go under the screen on a shooter like RJ. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I never thought... Yeah, I'm like, a shooter like RJ. I'm like, yo, last year, I would never think to hear that. Like, he shoots like 38% from three. And he did go like 0 for 20 in one stretch in the beginning of the year from three. So that really fucks up his percentage. He's probably a 40% shooter if you take away that 0 for 20 stretch. Nerlens Noel, I love him. He's an elite defensive player.
You know, it was funny. Last time you were on, I got so many people to hit me up, and they were like, when you were talking about Frank Ntilikina, you're like, I like Frank. He sucks, but I like Frank.
And look, he has not played a fucking minute.
Probably since then.
And in this, he has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
He played a couple games where D Rose was hurt and quickly was hurt, but whatever.
But yo, you know, I feel as if it sucks because Randall, right? He comes in as a consolation prize. The same shit with Amari. A lot of similarities.
Yeah, he wasn't.
Yo, we're gonna get Wade. We're gonna get LeBron. We're gonna get all these guys. Maybe Chris Bosh comes, and then no one comes. It's like, all right, yo, we got Amari. But it's like, yo, Amari was still a beast. Yeah, he had his injury concerns, but when he was out there, this dude was like an All NBA guy. And then with Randall, when he comes on in here, granted, he wasn't All NBA. But he was solid. His numbers, I remember doing videos for Chat Sports, and like he was a guy who every single year statistically, up until the year that he got to the Pelicans, his numbers improved, like points wise.
Wasn't that his best year, the Pelicans?
Yeah, it was
20 and
so he comes to the Knicks, and remember there was some heat that the Knicks got with some of the contracts that they gave. Like they brought in like all these power forwards and all these like really old vets. Yeah. But when you look back at it now, it was so well played because a lot of them were on team options. They didn't bring them back.
Oh, I did not care at all. Everything was 2-year, $30 million team option. Even Randall, his third year is not even fully guaranteed.
Right.
Like even Randall, our best player, we can cut him if we want to. You know what I'm saying? I had no problem with that. I'm like, I don't care if we're signing Morris, which you got a first-round pick for. Great deal. Reggie Bullock, all of a sudden, the fifth most important player on the team?
Probably, yeah, easily.
Love him. He's our best shooter, like our best pure shooter. I love him. Like Alec Burks, $6 million, even though we signed him this year. He's like at one point, he was the only guy off the bench scoring. This is before we got D Rose. It was still Dennis Smith, who sucks. And IQ was still up and down. Alec Burks was our sixth man. I'm like, yo, like this guy's in contention for like sixth man of the year. That's how well he was playing. And like he held us down, especially we couldn't score in the beginning of the year. We were all defense and then couldn't score. And then right around we started winning, which was the Memphis game. Actually, we had lost 3 straight. Could have lost in Memphis because Ja Morant missed a game winner. Went to overtime, beat them, and that's what started the streak. So that was like a super. It could have been really bad, but we start scoring more. So Julius Randle, right? I believe MVP candidate. You can't discredit. Mind you, the NBA loves stories, full of storylines. This guy, we're like 8 games over 500, and it's not that he's actually playing well. He's one of 3 players as of if the season ended today to average 24 or 23, 24, 10 and 6, and shoot 40% from 3. The other 2 to ever do is Larry Bird and Joker in the history of basketball. Like, this is the shit we're talking about. And we're winning. And at this point, we're not 1 or 2 games over 500. We're 8 games over 500. We've been the 4th seed for the last couple games ahead of the Celtics, which are a better team than us. And Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler in the Heat. He's been better than all of them. So if you're talking about like an MVP race, he has to be over Tatum. That's a 500 team.
Yo, that's the thing, bro. A lot of people, they get worked up because I said some shit about Chris Paul a couple of podcasts ago. I was like, yo, he's not going to win MVP, but he deserves to be in the conversation.
No, yeah, I read that. That's crazy. That one's a little crazy to me.
You don't think so?
So
hold on. What do you base MVP on? Because a lot of people have different opinions.
I base it. I think it's a year-to-year thing.
Right.
So it's like it never means you're the best player in the league.
Right.
Because if that's the case, there's 5 MVPs in the history of basketball. Magic in the 80s, Jordan in the 90s, Kobe in the 2000s, and then LeBron. That's it. Like, so it's year to year. He's not even having the best year on the Suns.
Right.
He's not better than Devin Booker.
Sure, I agree with you.
So this is my comparison to that. LeBron James, before Anthony Davis got there, didn't make the playoffs. Anthony Davis comes, they win the championship. Is he the MVP of that team?
I hear what you're saying.
It's not even. It's still LeBron
Right,
James.
right.
Like sometimes the best player just needs help,
Right.
and that's Devin Booker's help is Chris Paul. Devin Booker is the best player on the team. He's the MVP of that team, regardless of how well Chris Paul plays, and he changes the culture. Of course, he's a winner. He's gonna change the culture wherever he goes. But
I just think the leaps that they took, bro, from being
well, yeah,
a
but
team who
here's the shit. The Knicks was trying to get Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm.
If we get Chris Paul, we're probably the 3rd seed. If the Knicks right now have Chris Paul,
honestly, bro, I feel like they're even higher.
no, I'm talking about Milwaukee, Brooklyn, and then
Yeah, but right now
Philly.
they're 5 games back on Milwaukee.
Five's a lot. Five's not that. It's,
Nah, but yo,
it's a fight for. It's a fight for 3.
but in comparison to the Suns now, they're gonna win more than 50 games. Phoenix.
Oh yeah,
So
and I think
I don't think
we
it's
might
that
be
crazy.
better than Phoenix. Take out Chris Paul.
if you're just looking at the rosters,
Yeah, we might. The thing is, they have Devin Booker, so it's really hard, and
Yeah.
Ayton. But I think we have a way more well-rounded team. It is tough.
It's hard when you have that much of a better player.
Yeah,
because
because Devin Booker. Yeah, but see, here's the thing: we got to stop talking about Randall like he's not.
Yeah.
Like he's not. I think he's in that conversation now as one of the best players in basketball, and I think All NBA. It's not even a discussion because now they don't even do centers anymore, right? For All NBA, if I'm mistaken, it's 3 forwards, 2 guards.
3 forwards and 2 guards.
But they
yeah.
give so Embiid's gonna have one of the forwards,
yeah.
right? Joker's gonna have another forward. They might. I don't know if they're gonna put them up 1 and 2, but this is the best way to do it. So there's basically 9 forward spots for centers and forwards,
Randall's easily on that list.
in my opinion.
Well,
Easily-
I made a whole case for him on one of the recent pods.
Yeah, it's not even. I think it's
on like 20 minutes on that.
so they're gonna give it to Kawhi no matter what, right? They're gonna give it to LeBron over him no matter what, no matter how many games he missed. Giannis is obviously gonna have one.
Yeah, but I don't think that's fair, bro.
It's not fair, but
I hear what you're saying. That's what gets me tight about that shit because the idea of like obviously LeBron is better than Randall,
No.
but this year he wasn't.
yeah, I don't think he
Especially
was
when you
either,
factor in Randall's been so durable
Yeah.
too. He's played all but one game.
Yeah.
I think we were talking
Yeah.
about before we started recording. So that shit means something to me.
Yeah.
You've been out there.
But the uproar what calls if Julius Randle's above LeBron James on All NBA is crazy.
I wouldn't be surprised, bro.
Nah, he's not. There's no way. I think there's no way. Maybe Kawhi. They might, but Kawhi didn't miss. He never had missed like a serious stretch. But let's say the guys that are healthy, right, that are forwards, he's having a better season than Tatum. There's nothing anyone can tell me. There's not a single stat you can show me.
It is a rough time to bring that up.
I don't
with the
care.
run Tatum's been on.
He could score